Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Joe. Today we're going to be going over the full review of the Anderson Manufacturing Frontline AR15 Pistol. Let's check it out. So guys, before we get into the review, I just want to make a couple things perfectly clear. For YouTube's purposes, all the shooting footage done on this range has been safety checked. We had all of our safety equipment on, eyes, ears, there's an RSO on duty, so all that stuff is A-OK. And my relationship with Anderson Manufacturing, yes, we have been working with them for the past couple months. They did send the 11.5 out for me to review, and I am actually in love with it. But yes, they did send this out to the channel to be the test host for the entire channel. Get that out of the way. Hopefully we have no biases included. Before we get too deep into the weeds on this Anderson Frontline, let's get into one of the companies that made this video possible. Guys, this video is brought to you by the amazing people over at Definition Knives. As you guys know, Definition Knives is a company that our good friends DLD and Flying Rich have started to make some of the highest quality EDC knives on the market. I have personally been carrying the DK1 for a good minute now. This knife is sharp, and it does have some great features with G10 grips, some blue anodized accents to it to pay homage to Dark himself. This is made out of D2 tool steel. This is the box that it comes in. They have 5 different variations. They have the Co-Pilot, which pays homage to Flying Rich. They have the Journalist, which is John Crump. The Boyd, which pays homage to Dark's father, and the Birdshot, which pays homage to the Tactical Turkeys. These are all very affordable, all under $100, and comes with a amazing warranty. You break it, anything happens, they take care of you. And if you unfortunately get removed your knife for any particular reason other than TSA, they take care of you. Guys, check out Definition Knives. They're highly affordable and great quality. Thank you for making this video possible. Alright, so we are back. We haven't done one of these long reviews in a while, guys. Sorry, I've been dealing with a ton of work stuff. We had like 3 hurricanes, did some traveling, so now we're back to doing reviews. I was lucky enough to get a good amount of shooting footage done for a ton of videos coming up, so I hope you enjoy it. And if it's at a weird angle, the only reason why you're seeing the shooting footage at a weird angle is because my range does not allow me to have anybody else that is at the range on video, so I have to respect their rules, so I want to get that out of the way. But let's get into the nitty-gritty. The Anderson Frontline 11.5 AR15 pistol. This thing is BA. Now let's just do some safety checks. Nothing in the magazine, and this gun is been safety checked. Firearm is on safe. So the Anderson Frontline, the core of it is a Anderson AM15 rifle. They designed this rifle and pistol to help a local law enforcement agency that wanted a specific type of features for their patrol rifles. So they do have the Anderson Patrol series, but the Frontline is the civilian model. Now, this is an 11.5. This is actually designed to be perfect with suppression. We're going to get into some of the other things I've noticed shooting this rifle. We're currently at about 600 rounds through this, and damn, it's run. But some of the specs on the rifle, obviously it is a Anderson AM15 upper and lower. Now, it's an 11.5 pistol, so this is a pistol. Some states, just make sure you check your local laws. You might not be able to actually own an AR15 pistol. It has their proprietary or just their designed AR-15 handguard. It comes stock with a Magpul blade brace. Anderson components, obviously you got a Magpul K2 pistol grip. You got the break arms, ambidextrous Warhammer charging handle. Really nice. Comes with an A2 flash hider, obviously an 11.5 inch barrel, their bolt carrier group. Everything is kind of, you know, standard on an AR-15. After that, it has an H2 buffer system in it, but that is the nitty-gritty specs of it. We're not going to get into metallurgy or what type of aluminum they use. to be quite honest, if you're looking at that for this review, it's not the review to watch. But this is the nitty-gritty specs of the Anderson 15. So, with my time shooting this rifle, I have brought it to the range literally every time I go. Now, what I like about this being an 11.5 pistol is, one, it does have a pistol brace due to current rulings. We are back on the market with braces. Now, the Magpul brace, I understand why they went with the Magpul brace, because it's probably easier to get than certain other popular braces on the market. Out of everything on this rifle, I have it pretty much completely stocked, minus I do have a Viridian Flux 2K on here, weapon light, angled foregrip, which we're going to have a dedicated review on this coming soon. And I have a Gideon Optics Mediator on it. But for the most part, this is kind of, you know, as it sits from the factory. The Magpul blade, I'm not the biggest fan of, just because if it does occasionally hit my shoulder, that's some hard plastic. I probably will end up swapping it out to an SBA3 from SB Tactical. That's just my personal preference, but if you'd like the Magpul blade, this comes stock with it, which is awesome. Now, the handling of it, the weight, it is very lightweight for an 11.5. I feel very comfortable when I'm going to raise up at the ready. It is light enough where if I keep going like this a couple times over an hour, I'm not going to get tired. I would recommend putting a sling on this. I am still deciding what type of sling I want for this AR15 pistol, but it is able to mitigate the recoil very easy. The fact that they went with the Warhammer from Break Arms charging handle, I'm able to actuate the charging handle in any way. The Break Arms charging handle is very user-friendly. You're able to grab the T-bars at any position and rack the gun. Very good use of a charging handle. Now, the Magpul K2 grip, I've always been kind of partial to the Strike Industries and large pistol grip on AR-15s. The Magpul K2 is my second best choice if you can't find that. The reason why is the stippling on the sides of the pistol grip. It's not an A2 grip. We all know A2 grips are trash. Change out your A2 pistol grips, get a Magpul K2 or a Strike Industries enhanced handguard or enhanced pistol grip. The handguard itself on this 11.5, this is without a doubt extremely comfortable. I'm able to put all the attachments I want on here right now. Again, I only have an angled foregrip / light. Now, you got 2,000 lumens coming out of this Flux 2K from Viridian Weapons Technology. I will say what I have noticed, because since I'm a larger frame man, with this being an 11.5, when I go to present this pistol, I'm always going to have my support hand obviously on the Flux 2K. Now, where you're going to notice is if you have your angled foregrip this far out, you're going to notice that the angled foregrip sits right under the gas block. Now, with extended shooting sessions, that's going to get hot. Just be aware of it. I have not experienced too many issues when it comes to shooting this gun, having the heat affect the light, no issues. But just keep that in mind. So if you get like a plastic angled foregrip or even an aluminum one and you want to put it out right near the gas block, it might get a little hot when you bring your support hand up. I always kind of have thumb over the rail. I don't have rear backups iron sights on here just because I don't use them typically. I'm going to run a red dot. Should I get backup sights? Yes, I'll probably end up going with some M-Bus Pros or, you know, something of that sort. But right now I'm still running the Gideon Optics Mediator. This is the red dot. Big shout out to Walter Keller from Safety Harbor Firearms because he's letting me borrow this right now for all these reviews. So check out Safety Harbor Firearms. The safety is just a standard mil-spec safety. I haven't really upgraded it yet on this. This rifle is essentially going to be the test rifle, or this pistol is going to be the test pistol for all AR-15 work. So big shout out to Anderson for donating this to the channel. But let's get into some of the accuracy that I found with the Anderson Frontline. So one thing I was really impressed with on the Anderson Frontline 11.5, with it being an 11.5 inch AR-15 pistol, accuracy, I'm very, new to AR-15 pistols since I moved down to the state of Florida. Coming from Massachusetts, I was only subject to pretty much fixed mag AR-15 pistols, which did really nothing for me since why we never built one. Being in Massachusetts, I was pretty much subject to just rifle lengths in any type of gun, so 16, 18, and 20 inch rifle barrels. With the 11.5, I was kind of concerned with the accuracy potential of the 223-5.56. This has mostly been fed a steady diet of PMC Bronze 223 Remington that I got over from my friends at Brownells. So big shout out to Brownells. That's another company that if I didn't have them in my life, this channel probably would cease to exist. So check out Brownells, big BOP guy over here. So if you use BOP10, you might be able to save some money. Don't use that code though, because you're not going to save money. Don't Google or DuckDuckGo Brownells and check them out. Just don't do it. So this is the accuracy potential of your Anderson Frontline. So this is about at 25 yards with a red dot. It's only for 25 yards. This is kind of my do-all, life and liberty. Go to the range, do some training. I do want to take a training class with this rifle, but pretty much, again, that is the shooter. That's about probably 100 rounds, just kind of offhand, not on a bench block or a rest of any kind. That's just literally offhand. Most of the shooting I've been doing has not been on, a rest. When I did set the optic in, I did use my foam action target rifle rest to sight the red dot in, and we had no issues with the accuracy. But I am pleasantly impressed with an 11.5 inch AR-15 pistol with the accuracy potential of this. So do that with what you will, but the Anderson Frontline is one accurate AR-15 pistol. So let's get into some of the do's and don'ts, what I like and not like about the Anderson Frontline AR-15 pistol. We're gonna get the don'ts, what I don't like out of the way. Out of everything with this AR-15 pistol and some of the other experiences I've had with other AR-15 pistols, the only thing I'm just not a fan of, and I have been open about this, is the brace that they choose to put on this. I understand why we're manufacturing the brace. The Magpul blade brace is probably a little bit cheaper to install to get this at a price point that is attainable for a guy that works a 9 to 5, which this is a perfect example of a guy who, or of a gun that someone can easily save up the money and use to defend their life with. I'm not a fan of the Magpul blade. I'm probably going to swap it out to an SB Tactical. So that's one of the things I don't like about it. The other thing I don't like about it is that when I said in the beginning of the video, when you're, the length of the rail, it's an 11.5 gun, I understand. Now, with this being a pistol, I'm limited to what I can put as an attachment for a hand rest. The only thing I've thought of to remedy this is get some heat covers on your 3 and 9 position of the M-LOK rail. With this angled foregrip, I've gone probably like 300 rounds at a range session and I am wearing gloves because throughout the day sometimes I'm shooting suppressed on other guns, so I'm starting to wear a lot more gloves when I'm shooting. If I didn't wear them, it'd be a little bit more uncomfortable. Just because the gas block is here. Now, I've come up with an idea to fix it. I'm going to get the heat covers that Magpul makes, or even, I want to say Strike Industries makes them. There's a couple other companies that I can put right here to kind of mitigate the heat. It can get a little uncomfortable. It's not like a definite con, but it's just something I've noticed that I have to be aware of because, again, it is kind of a short package. But let's get into some of the things that I do like and what I do recommend that you do with this. Hands down, this trigger, it's a mil-spec trigger. I don't know what Anderson's doing. It is a phenomenal trigger. So, this is on safe, and again, it is safety checked. We're gonna, that's the take up, a little bit of take up, break, reset, right there. Then break again. This is a phenomenal trigger for your, I wouldn't say, a little bit more of an enhanced entry level AR15 pistol. I love the trigger in this. The safety, I'm okay with the mil-spec safety. The charging handle they chose to put in this rifle is so gosh darn comfortable that I recommend you swap all these out. Now, down the road, I might upgrade it to something a little bit more, but that's just because I like to try some other things out. But the length of your contact points on this charging handle is perfect. Anybody that is used to, say, like a Radian, you're going to be right at home with this break arms. And if you wanted to get more break arms, these things are only like, I think, $45. You can get them at Brownells, you can get them anywhere else. So it was a great choice for the charging handle. The weight, I can't say enough how much this is comfortable to shoot and my arms don't get tired, because coming from shooting rifle length guns most of my life, or most of my time getting into firearms, it got heavy after a while. And when you have a fully loaded PMag, again, this is an empty PMag, gun has been safety checked multiple times, this does not get uncomfortable to hold up. So I can just, no matter what, do my thing, do my training at the range, and it doesn't get too heavy where I'm gonna get tired and not wanna shoot it. The recoil mitigation on this is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I thought this thing would be jumping around. You can see in the shooting footage that this thing doesn't really jump around. I was doing some double taps. I've done a mag dump with this before. This gun is just a workhorse. Now, I do want to address something that we're going to get to in the next segment. So as you know, I have made a video on this. I'm going to link it in, here, wherever it shows up on the screen, and in the description below. Now, when I got to about the 200 and something round mark on this gun, I started having some cycling issues. I've documented it. It was not I was not like, F this gun, this thing's a piece of crap. None of that. But they have done a rolling change on it because of me, from what I've been told. So the 11.5, what I was having is, I was shooting this gun and it was not picking up the next round, or sometimes it wasn't ejecting the spent case. With my vast knowledge of gunsmithing and building hundreds and hundreds of AR-15s, I automatically assumed it was a buffer weight or something to do with the gas system. I had my tools, I did, I'm doing my usual checks. I thought it just needed a heavier buffer. What ended up happening, and Anderson was absolutely phenomenal to deal with for their warranty process. You guys know I am very critical on companies in the industry that don't have the best warranty, or they might have the best warranty. I'm very critical of a warranty process because that was a big part of my job when I was actively gunsmithing. Anderson, they took care of me. Not just because I'm a content creator, not because of anything. They treat me, I just said, treat me like a customer. Treat me like any customer, and that's what I want to judge this on. I sent this out on a Monday. I had this SOB back on a like Thursday or Friday, or like I got an email notification Wednesday. It was shipped out. I think I got it the following Monday because, you know, whatever days. Ended up being that the gas block was not out of spec, but just something was going on with the gas system where this thing was having gas bleed off, where there was too much gas coming out of the gas block. Because I didn't blast them, and because I trusted their process and I went through the process like a regular customer, they sent me a shipping label and they shipped it right back. This was taken care of very quickly, and because they realized this issue, all the front lines are going to be they're going to be swapping out stuff in the gas block to where you don't have gas bleed off. So just be aware, if you get a Anderson front line, especially in the 11.5 configuration, if you start having some issues, call them up. They're going to send you a shipping label. They'll bring it back. You're going to have it back almost within a week. It was that quick. They are phenomenal. I cannot stress enough that their customer service department is some of the best I've ever dealt with in the industry, and I want to commend Anderson for that, because sometimes people get a little bit nervous sending their guns in for a warranty claim, and they think, oh, I'm not going to have my guns, or I'm not going to have my gun for like 6 months. Sick. So that is phenomenal that they were having such a great turnaround time, and they took care of it. They owned up to it. They want to make sure they're giving the customers the best product on the market. So just be aware of that. That's just one thing I do want to address in this full review. So guys, it comes down to, would I buy this if I spent my own money on it? Absolutely 100%. For me personally, when I'm building AR-15s, I think of contact points, I think of comfortability, and I think of shootability. The Anderson Frontline, especially in the 11.5 configuration, fits all that criteria. I don't have to get a standard mil-spec parts kit, a standard mil-spec rail, whatever. This gun comes with the stuff that most of us tend to swap out anyway. It already comes standard with a Magpul K2 grip. It comes with a great handguard that you're able to put all your lights, lasers, chainsaws, whatever you want on. It's a comfortable handguard. The finish is great. It comes with an upgraded charging handle, which makes shooting it and loading this firearm 10 times better. It is designed for suppression too. It does not have an adjustable gas block, but they designed it with this barrel length to where it was going to work great with suppression. I have a 30 cal anechoic 30L from Anechoic Suppressors waiting at my FFL to do some paperwork on. We're going to do some serious testing on this with a suppressor. It's a flow-through design can, but it does come with the A2 front grip, so or A2 flash hider. Sorry. If you're lucky enough to have a suppressor and you live in a state that you can have a suppressor, it's a 1/2x28 thread. So if you have to change it out to whatever muzzle brake, or if you want to use like a Griffin mount on a hub compatible can, you can use that without even taking off the muzzle brake or the flash hider. This is coming in at about $800 hairs, and $850. You can get them a little bit cheaper, especially if I mean, I'm not saying go Google Anderson Manufacturing. I'm not saying when you get at checkout that you can use a specific discount code to save you some money. Because I'm not saying you're going to save money, but maybe if you want to save money, you might want to do some of those things. But I'm not telling you to do that. But I am. But I'm not. I'm not telling you to save some money. But guys, when it comes down to it, I would 100% trust my life with this Frontline. I want to give a big shout out to the guys at Anderson Manufacturing that kind of took a chance on me. I've been loving this rifle. We're doing the Great American Big Bore AR15 Pistol competition. Guys, make sure you're checking that out. We have a month left in the competition. A lot of us are either sending our guns out to Cerakote, got all of our parts in. It's going to be awesome. We're using the Anderson lower and uppers as our host receivers. It's going to be awesome. Big shout out to my man Kyle over at Anderson Manufacturing. And my boy. So I'm excited to try out some more stuff from Anderson. Maybe we'll do an AR9 build from Anderson. Maybe we'll do an AR10. They got a lot of cool stuff. They got the Kiger 9mm pistol, kind of based off the SCT-19 frame. They have their own style of slide and barrel. I'd love to check that out. And I suggest you check them out too, guys. So thank you so much for watching. As always, please do me a favor. Check out companies like Definition Knives and check out fattac.com where you can get your exclusive shooting gallery merch, shirts, hats, you name it. I might even add board shorts down the road. I'm working on a new design, so please check out fattac.com. It's your one-stop shop for anything in the two-way, whether it's shirts, plate carriers, medical equipment, flashlights, you name it, check out FatTac. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, stay safe, stay shooting. Peace.